and like will pick me apart.
Yes.
That can be good, you know.
It could be good. It all works together for good for those who are called to His purpose, I guess, right? But yeah. Yeah. All right, so good. My name is Mike. Everybody checked in that wanted to check in? We're good? All right, my name is Mike. My action word is the same every single day. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm boring. It's transparency. Reason being, secrets are like anchors on a boat. What does an anchor do for the boat? Holds it down. The secrets that I'm talking about, your thoughts, your feelings, and what you're going through. I'm not talking about the shit that you did for a dime bag. That's not the shit I'm talking about, right? What I'm talking about is your thoughts, your feelings, and what you're going through. You keep your thoughts a secret, they're going to destroy you. You already know that. You keep your feelings a secret, you're going to act a way that you really don't feel to get people to think that you're doing better than what you actually are. So what we're doing is we're pretending, we're still manipulating. Right? So when we go alone, the character that we were playing, we can't play no more because there's nobody to fool. We're with ourselves. So now we feel like shit even more because we're pretending. So now that feeling consumes us. So it gets to the point where the feeling overcomes us. And when that feeling overcomes us, we feel we have no power. So where do we think our power lies? And if you keep what you're going through a secret, how are you supposed to get help? We want help, we're looking for help, but we're not asking for help. Sometimes. But then we get upset that nobody's helping us. I used to get so upset that nobody was helping me, but yet I was pretending. I wasn't showing my real feelings, and I wasn't asking for help. But yet I was mad at everyone around me for not helping me. But yet I wasn't asking for help.
Me the way I wanted them to help me.
Or that too. Good point. Good point. So those three things we can't keep a secret no more. All right? Where we at? Dreams become reality when thoughts become actions. Dreams become reality when thoughts become actions. A dream is a dream until you put a plan to it. When it becomes a plan, then you can make it reality. We all have dreams. Shit, dream big. Dream bigger than everybody around you. Dream to the point where you seem like you're fucking crazy. Now you know you're dreaming. Because most normal people won't look even to dream that big. They're too afraid to even dream that big. But once you start dreaming, do you understand you are making something a reality because it's in your mind now? Whether you want to do God, you don't want to do God, there's something about manifestation. Whether you want to believe in a God or not, there's something about speaking something to an existence that you've all experienced in your life. I'm not making some shit up right now. You've all seen you said something and it actually happened the way you said it. There's something about it. So what are you manifesting in your mind throughout the day? Because I'm going to tell you what the leading cause of depression and anxiety is. What do you think is the leading cause of it? My opinion, I might be wrong as far as statistically, but I think I'm kind of right anyway. But what do you think causes the most depression and anxiety? The what ifs, good. Stress, good. Anybody else? Believe it or not. Control, believe it or not. You know what it is? Talking about your fucking problems. Talking about just about our problems is the leading cause of it. Think about it. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat the fruit therefore of it. Think about it. So if we're just talking about our problems, what kind of reality are you making for yourself today? If you're just talking about it. You're making a very negative life. We're supposed to identify the problem and then talk solutions to the problem. I'm solution-based. If I have a problem, I'm instantly talking a solution to it. For instance, if I'm broke today, I ain't going to be broke forever, though. If I ruminate on being broke all day long, I'm going to be fucking miserable. So are you talking solutions to your problems, or we're just talking about our problems? Because what you focus on, you attract. Law of attraction. What I focus on, I attract. So if I focus on my problem as a problem, what am I attracting? More problems. Feelings associated with problems. So if I focus on my problem as a problem, here comes worry. If I focus on my problem as a problem, here comes anxiety. If I focus on my problem as a problem, here it comes. Frustration, irritability. When I'm focused on something and I have a solution, I'm not going to be frustrated. I'm not going to worry. I'm working towards a solution. This has nothing to do with you not fucking using drugs no more. This is us learning how to deal with life. First, not what happens to us. Stop having what happens to you be your life. Have your life be with how you deal with what happens to you. Because you can't prevent shit from happening to you. You can't. You can't prevent someone from breaking your heart. You can't prevent from someone from fucking you over. You can't prevent someone not giving a fuck that you're in recovery. You can't prevent someone not giving a fuck that you're sorry. You can't prevent these things. How are you going to deal with shit when you leave here? Rather than how are you going to stop shit from happening to you when you leave here? You're wasting too much energy trying to prevent things from happening to you. I'm telling you that right now. I tried it for fucking 20 years. It just doesn't work. My life became so much easier when I became a counter puncher rather than trying to knock it out. I'm not a knockout guy. I'm not Mike Tyson. We're trying to knock shit out. You can't. You might have problems in your life right now that you're trying to knock out. You can't. You got to block and hit, and then knock out in the 10th round with a little fucking shot to the body. You don't even got to hit them hard at the 10th and 12th round. If anyone knows who Rocky Marciano is, Rocky Marciano didn't really punch him in the face. You know where he punched him? In the ribs and the arms. So by the 9th or 10th round, homie couldn't pick his arms up to block. You playing checkers or you playing chess? You want to just jump and build up quick? Or you're able to sit there and maneuver and be strategic? This has nothing to do with the fucking drugs and drink, man. You got to get that shit out your motherfucking head. I'm telling you right now. Right now. This is about getting our minds healthier. How do I deal with me? Period. That was my first step. How am I going to deal with Mike when he's frustrated? How am I going to deal with Mike when he's told no? How am I going to deal with Mike when Mike's not getting what he wants? How am I going to deal with Mike when he's dating a girl that's driving him fucking crazy? How am I going to deal with Mike when Mike puts himself in places that he should have took more responsibility for and he's going to blame somebody else? And the Bible says, there goes I. Your recovery walk is to how to deal with you, not how to get that to move the way I need it to move. This shit starts moving the way you want once you learn how to maneuver within it by not fucking yourself up. I'm telling you that right now. If you could get out your own way, watch how easy your fucking life gets. This ain't that bad, I'm telling you that right now, once you get out your own way. Once you get out your own way, this shit is fucking actually pretty easy to live in. I'm not saying there's not struggles. I'm not saying there's not hardships. But it's easier to get through it when I'm not fucking it up. And I get through it quicker, too. Think about it. Something difficult happens in our lives. We can't deal with the pain. What do? We get high. What do we do when we high? Stupid shit. So the pain was amplified because of the choice of using. The choice of using made the original problem bigger, but I'm not seeing that the using made it bigger. I'm thinking that whatever happened in my life is making it worse.
It's the way of thinking.
Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind. This is it. This is the work. It's up here. How are you going to interpret success? What is your definition of recovery? Because however I define a word, however I do that, that's the reality of what it is in my life. So if recovery is not using drugs or alcohol, my reality is that I just don't need to use no more and I'll be all right. So you got to be careful on how you define in your recovery. Is it just to go back and get the things you lost? You're going to get that back. Now what? The definition of recovery is to become to a normal state of mind and body. That's the definition. To become to a normal state of mind and body. Not to go live in the house I always want to live in. Not to drive the Lambo. You'll get those things if you can recover in your mind. You'll put yourself in places where you can get the job that makes the money to live in the house. You can put yourself in a position where you can learn a trade and maybe do stocks and then drive the Lambo you fucking want. You'll give yourself the opportunity to get those things. Recovery, I'll give you the opportunity to get it. Who you need? Talia. Recovery, I'll give you the opportunity to get it and keep it. Get it and keep it. Not just get it. What do you got?
I don't know. I feel like if that's like what you're chasing, I don't know. Like that might not go well in the end for everybody. If like that's like what they have in mind at the end.
What, the materialistic things?
Yeah.
I think it's good motivation in the
Most people aren't
beginning.
gonna get that shit at the end of the day.
No, and maybe
Depends on
not.
what you want.
It depends. Most people that have those things came from nothing too.
I mean, everyone can get it.
It depends. Do you really want it or you just want it?
I know, but like most people aren't gonna really want it. Like,
No. They think they want it. They're gonna say they want it, but their actions are gonna show different. 100%. So dreams become reality when thoughts become actions. Dreams written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams reality. How are you striving towards what it is that you want today? What are we going to do today that could put us a step closer towards some of the things you want? Instead of complaining about what we don't have, what's a step in the direction to get what you want rather than what I don't have? There you go. That will always have an opportunity, right? No matter how difficult it gets. Actions are remembered long after words are forgotten. Actions are remembered long after words are forgotten. Remember, we spoke about personality. Personality is us talking about recovery, and then we talk about character. Character is us doing recovery when no one is looking. I was real good at talking recovery. Really fucking good at it. I never had the action to back it. In treatment, real good at saying what I needed to say in treatment and doing what I need to do to be a model client so I could get the special privileges, because that's the only reason why I followed the rules in treatment, was to get the special privileges. No wonder when I left treatment I was getting high within a week, because I was acting as if I wasn't behaving as though I am.
It's one of the dopamine.
Yes. Acting as if you're just acting. Pretending. Hoping that maybe. Behave as if. By behaving you will become. Check it out. If you're acting like a loyal person, when are you loyal?
Only when it matters.
Only when you're around people. But if you're behaving like a loyal person, when you're alone, what are you doing? You're a loyal person. Because you're behaving like the person. Don't act like anybody. Behave like the person you want to become. Don't act like the person you want to become. There's a difference. There's a huge, huge difference. I could act like I'm happy. Really fucking easy. Behaving like I'm happy, a little bit different. You have to behave like the person you want to become in order to become that person. If we're acting like that person, that you're only playing the role around people, what are you doing when no one's looking? Behave like the person, right? I think there was one more. The distance between dreams and reality is called action. So you said stress. What's your personal definition of stress? What does it sound like to you? There's no right or wrong answers. Just curious. So stress, what is it? What creates it? What allows it to grow?
Money, my son.
Okay, there you go. 100%.
Trying to control things outside of our control.
Say that again.
Trying to control things outside of our control.
Amen. Good stuff. What else? Anybody else? Can you see if there's a marker? They have a marker in there for me.
In this drawer.
Oh, they're in the drawer. Sorry.
I guess you could connect like regrets back to like stress too.
Good.
That's in your head and exacerbating it, you know.
Yes. Anybody else?
When you have a plan and it changes,
Okay, when you have a plan that changes will definitely cause stress. Good. Anybody else?
time.
Time definitely fucking causes stress. So stress.
Relationship.
Relationships cause stress. Good.
Yes, sir.
So look, stress, expectations, reality.
Next steps.
Say it again.
Next steps.
Next steps. So stress is the gap, this, between our expectations and our reality. I will show you what I mean. If I expect somebody to be trustworthy, but the reality is they don't have a concept of trust, the bigger the gap between my expectations of how trustworthy they should be to the reality of how trustworthy they actually are, creates the stress. If you could shorten this gap, meaning shorten your expectations compared to your reality. For instance, let's say right now, whatever age you are, wherever you are in your life right now, in the past you thought you should have more than you actually have right now, which some of us might be experiencing. That is the expectation of what you think you should have right now, compared to what your reality is to what you actually have right now. If you expect yourself to be more, do more, and have more than what you actually truly have right now, is creating the stress. So, if you could accept everything and expect nothing, which is impossible, but stay with me. Expect everything and expect nothing, and you'll never be disappointed. If you can accept you are where you're supposed to be, if you can make that, if we can accept it, look how strong this acceptance is. If you can accept you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Do you understand that if you accept that this moment is where you're supposed to be, it's grounding you now. You're now in the present. You're not future tripping no more, and you're not dwelling in your past. If you're accepting you are where you're supposed to be. Once I accept I am where I'm supposed to be, do you know what happens? I get better at where I'm at to go where I want to go. If we don't accept that we are where we're supposed to be, where the fuck is your mind?
In the gutter.
But it's not yet. It's not in the present. How do I get better at becoming me if I'm not even in the present moment?
Constantly worried about the future.
Or the past.
Yeah.
I'm never here. So if you can accept that you are where you're supposed to be, that this sober living and everything is where you accept it, you shouldn't fucking like it. I'm telling you that right now. If you accept you are where you're supposed to be, I hope you are fucking upset with yourself. Why? So you can get better, so you don't have to stay this way no more. But you have to feel the pain of being upset that you are where you are. You have to be disappointed. You have to be disappointed. Because if you're not disappointed, I'm fucking worried about you. That means you're accepting you are that person. If you're disappointed, you're saying you're not that person. That's why you're fucking disappointed. Why is it a negative feeling? I don't get it. Why is disappointment bothering you? You should be fucking excited that you're disappointed. Otherwise, that means you would be accepting. We allow disappointment to be a bad thing. No, that feeling of disappointment should teach us on how to not do whatever it is that we're doing, so we're not in that life no more. So now I have the opportunity to do something different. We're attaching negative feelings to lessons from God. We're attaching a negative feeling like failure. Failure is such a negative thing. No, it's God teaching us on how to get better. All right, you chose to do it this way. Look what happened, my son. Look what happened, my child. Look how let's not do it this way. Let's try it that way. No, I think I'm going to do it that way, God. All right, let's go. See how that way didn't work either, but all right. Again, let's do it this way. No, I think I'm going to go do it this way, God. All right. How many more do we have to do? You know the path. You know the path. You know what you have to do. You know exactly what you have to do, just like I knew exactly what I had to do for 20 years. You know what it is. You know what you're avoiding. I know what I'm avoiding. We know why we're avoiding it. Let's keep it a buck for a second. It's not that difficult. We're complicated. And why? We're trying to find the way that's not the way, though. You know what it is. You know what you got to start working on. You know what your Achilles heel is. You know how you fuck yourself up. But maybe there's an easier way. Without having to do it this way, I could do it that way. Keep going. Keep going. You're on your journey just like I am. I just know when I get certain feelings, I'm not on that path no more. So that feeling has to teach me on how to get back on the path. That feeling can't create an olive branch of another path that I go down too far. I can't be in those negative feelings for too long. I have to, solution, something. Something has to happen. I think they say you got 5 seconds. You got 5 seconds when you're presented a choice before your brain makes the choice for you. So if my brain is making the choice for me, that means my brain is operating on a program, right? Something that I've been doing for 20 years and my active addiction becomes a program. If I don't make the choice, who do you need? Jonathan. If I don't make the choice in 5 seconds, I'm a revert to old behavior, old way of thinking. You know in the 5 seconds. You know what it is. Oh, I think I should go do that. After 5 seconds, I don't got to go do that. You had that 5 seconds. You wake up in the morning, you hit that snooze button, you're fucked. As soon as you wake up. I'm telling you right now, you're starting your day off with procrastination. Who the fuck needs 5-10 more minutes of sleep? You don't fucking need it, right? Put the phone and something on the other side of the room. So when it goes off, you got to get out of your bed to shut it off. Don't leave it underneath your pillow.
That's a good one.
Got to start practicing some different things, right? So where we at? Accept everything, expect nothing, and you'll never be disappointed. Stress is caused because our expectations and our reality are too far apart. Too far apart. Some people get 30 days and they're ready to fucking get it all back, and now they're stressed because they can't. Their expectations and their reality aren't meeting. So whenever I'm having stress, I have to ask myself, all right, what am I expecting that I'm not getting that's causing the stress to begin with? And then after I find that, I ask myself, well, what's the reality of it? What's the reality of it? This has helped me be able to work with people. Understanding this helps me work with people. When people are stressing me the fuck out, I have to know it's because I'm expecting something right now that's not reality. So I have to what? Now accept reality. Once I see that my expectations is larger than my reality, I have to now accept everything, and I won't get as disappointed as far as from other people. You got to understand, you're going to disappoint people whether you want to or not. And people are going to disappoint us. It's just how this works. That's why in the Bible, Jesus Christ is the only one that won't disappoint you. He's the only one that doesn't change. People are changing every fucking 5 seconds, not Christ. Christ doesn't change. In a world that's always changing, he's the one constant, right? That foundation, how to stand firm. He's the same. He has not changed. He works in everyone's life the same. He makes our lives better. Period. But it looks different because we're on different journeys, right? Where we at? 10 o'clock. All right, so good. So what I want to talk about is why we shy away from change. One of the things is that we're focusing on things we can't control. So if we're focusing on things that we can't control, how much change do you think you're going to be able to make? Not much. What are some things that we can't control?
The weather.
The weather, good. Fuck yeah, good answer.
Other people.
Other people, good. So if I can't change people, what can I do? I can't change people, but I could also change the people around me. Right? I can't change. Not everyone are we going to be able to get out of our lives. Some of us got baby mamas, baby daddies, all that kind of shit. Right? So there's going to be people that you're not going to be able to just, right? So how do you change to be able to be in that relationship? Not how do you change the person? Boundaries, yes. It's gonna take, and this one's different. You're gonna have to let people win conversations.
Pick your battles.
Pick your battles. I'm getting better at letting people win conversations. I'm telling you something right now. When you get good at it, sorry for saying it, it's like I get my rocks off.
Yeah.
Patience.
When I let someone leave the conversation thinking that they actually won, I actually get more enjoyment than if I would have fucking cursed you out and made my point. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's a good thing, I don't know if it's a bad thing, I'll just be transparent. I enjoy it. I enjoy letting people think they win the conversations these days. So, hopefully it's a good thing. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to ask some questions. If you can answer yes to these questions, it shows that there's an area in your life that you're trying to control something that you can't. Do you spend a lot of time and energy trying to prevent anything bad from happening? Notice the key words. Prevent anything bad from happening. If we're trying to prevent anything bad from happening, you're trying to control something you can't. So what happens when something bad happens when we're trying to prevent anything bad from happening? Super bad reaction. We stress. Good job. Stress, because the expectations and the reality ain't there. Very good.
I just try, like, when it's getting talked about and we talking about like how to prevent the situation, like I just basically I try not to say nothing.
Good.
I just sit there and listen.
I wish I had that gift at times. So look, do you invest energy into wishing other people would change? Have you ever invested energy wishing someone else would change? Do you know how much energy you're exerting when you're wishing for something like that? Because what you're saying is that, one, I need a miracle of God for something to happen. So what you're saying by saying wishing is that it doesn't exist. Think about it. If I'm wishing for something that I feel doesn't exist. That's why I'm wishing for it. For instance, people wish to make win $1 million. Why? Because they don't think they can make $1 million. So they're wishing they hit the lotto. When you're wishing for something, you're really saying it doesn't exist. That's why you're wishing for it. Manifestation, it does fucking exist. It's just a matter of when, not if. For instance, people ask me what's one of my dreams. One of my dreams is to sell out Madison Square Garden. I already fucking sold it out. I'm just waiting for them to call me with the date. So all I have to do is just keep doing what I do and not fuck my life up where the opportunity is now taken from me. The opportunity's there. I'm going to get that shit. Just don't fuck it up today and it stays there. So do you believe like that? Do you manifest like that? Or are you wishing that you're going to get it right this time? Or are you wishing this and this falls in place for you? Or did it already fall in place? Just get through the day today where you don't lose it. A lot of times that's my mindset. Mike, just don't fuck nothing up today, bro. How about that? Just get through the day and just don't fuck nothing up. You're tired and you don't want to do that? Cool. Just don't fuck it up by doing something stupid. Fill the gap with something. You have the recovery you've always wanted. How about that? You could actually say that. You know what? I already have it. I just can't lose it today. It's easier to keep something sometimes than thinking that we have to get it. What's making you feel like you don't have it? Fucking clean days? Fuck clean days. How about that? Fuck the days. Build them up. Enjoy them. They don't really tell the tale. Just because you have less than 30 days does not mean that you can't be a fucking loyal person today. Just because you don't have 30 days does not mean that you can't be happy about your fucking life. Just because you don't have 60 days does not mean that you can't sit with somebody and help them and give them advice.
Every journey's different.
Every journey is different. I did not let my days stop me from being the person that I wanted to become. My days are not, my days don't tell the fucking story. I got 2.5 years. People don't even believe me when I have 2.5 years. They think I got so much more. That's the fucking problem. They think someone with 10 years needs to be able to speak on recovery the way I do. That's fucking bullshit.
Especially if you lived it.
Especially if you lived it. I'm not saying the days don't matter. They count. But it doesn't tell the tale all the time. You don't need to wait to have a year before you start working and being a certain type of person for yourself. You don't have to wait 30 days to fucking walk around here with a smile on your face. You could behave like that person. So if you invest energy into wishing other people would change, you're trying to control something you can't. When faced with a tough situation, we think we can single-handedly fix everything. Every time you're faced with a tough situation, are you trying to do it alone? If you're trying to do it alone, that's control. Yeah, some of us might just have abandonment issues. Some of us might have trust issues. You know, maybe that's why we're not going for help, right? It's valid. But when you're trying to do it all yourself, you're trying to control everything. So when things don't go your way, how do you think you speak to yourself when you're the one that you rely on to fix all the problems? And you can't make it happen. You're not going to, but negative self-talk. We talk down to ourselves. Why? Because we tried fixing the situation ourselves. We actually fuck ourselves up. Because you're not going to be able to fix your situations yourselves. We're not built for that. I could fuck up a situation by myself really quick. That I could do, no problem. I can't fix situations myself. Why? Because I have blinders. I got something called an ego. My ego never allows me to see everything that needs to change in the moment. That's why God promises us long suffering. Because the only way to kill the ego is to suffer.
You can't change everything at once.
You can't change everything at once. Definitely can't. If anybody, I forgot what it was. It was like a foreman. He was like a foreman of a job. And they brought him in to fix the site. The site was falling behind. When he came in, he fixed one problem at a time. One. Fixed the electrical problem. Went to the plumber, fixed that. He fixed one at a time instead of trying to fix the whole site at once. When he fixed it, it was up and running. You try to do everything at once, you might get quick results. But that's all you're going to get is quick results. You're not going to get longevity. Shortcuts, yes. Shortcuts.
But we're
Or
so
even
used to
accurate
going for the
results, because
instant
you're not even know what the problem
gratification.
is.
Say that again, what's that?
We're so used to going for instant gratification.
Or the instant gratification.
That's like in our instinct to do shortcuts.
Yes.
And when you rush to try to do everything at once, it gets confusing and chaotic.
You procrastinate.
It's hard to determine what the real issue is.
You wanna really get good at procrastinating? Put too much on your plate and watch how much you do. You're not gonna do anything. If you got too much on your, and I know this from my own life,
That is true.
if you got too much on your plate, what we're trying to do is find one way to get it all done. So I'm not even going to attempt any of it unless I can find a way to get it all done doing it once.
Yeah.
Right? So therefore, I don't want to start anything because it doesn't make sense to chip away here and chip away there. No, I'm going to put a lot on my plate because the more I put on my plate and the more I get done and the quicker I get it done, the quicker I'm going to get it. And then the less I have to do. You got to start taking some things off the plate and prioritize. Prioritize and then this. What is your reality compared to your expectations? You should look at your expectations of yourself and how much of it can actually be applied to your reality. And if it can't, I'm not saying get rid of the expectation. What I'm saying is work on your reality so that reality could actually become closer to your expectation. So if your expectation is to make 100 grand, cool. Reality right now, you might not be able to make 100 grand. Cool. Make your reality be able to make that expectation a reality by maybe signing up for college today. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the expectation and it doesn't fit reality, cool. What do I need to do in my reality today to make the expectation become an opportunity? What do you have to do today to make whatever your expectations are a reality in the future? What are you going to have to do today to make that opportunity exist? What are we going to do today to make an opportunity exist in the future? Not what can I do today and get today. Not what can I do today, get today. What could I do today to create an opportunity in the future? Because that's how blessings just keep coming. The more you problem solve today, the more opportunities you create in the future. If you're problem solving, success comes to those who aren't looking for it. That's when success comes. Or when you're not looking for a boyfriend and girlfriend, that's when you usually get it. But when you're looking for it, when you got a job and you're not looking for it, everybody and their mother wants you to come work for them. All right. Oh, yeah, when I had no drugs, everybody wanted fucking drugs. But when I had drugs, nobody was calling the phone. It's like every time I didn't have drugs, it's when everybody was fucking calling me. Then I get the fucking drugs, and they're already picked up from somebody else. Every fucking time. Every fucking time. That is life. It's in everything, man. That's what I'm saying. Life is in everything. If you could just walk around trying to learn life and learn from life, it'll take your mind off some other shit that you're thinking of. I'm always trying to learn. Where you at, God? I'm on the highway in traffic. Where you at? Because I know you're here. Show me something. Because this shit sucks right now. So show me something. Right? All right. If you believe the outcome of any situation is entirely based on how much effort you choose to exert, not all the time are you going to get the outcome because you put the effort. We're responsible for the effort. We're not responsible for the outcome. If I'm running for fucking council member and I put in all the fucking effort I could to become the next council member of Santa Ana, the outcome ain't in my result. There's voters for that. A lot of times we're putting in so much effort, we're expecting the outcome to automatically be given to us because we put the effort in. No, you can make all your meetings and all your groups and work with your sponsor, and you are still going to get triggers and cravings at times. You're still going to fucking want to do some stupid shit at times. So we're responsible for the effort, not the outcome. Like if you are helping somebody, you're responsible for the effort that you give them. You're not responsible for how the help helps them. I learned that lesson hard. I want to help people so much, I started taking it personally when my help wasn't helping. You're like, yo, you don't see this is how you need to do this? Like, how the fuck don't you see this? I took it personal at my effort, but that's me taking control. Me trying to play God. So, if you believe the outcome of any situation is entirely based on how much effort you choose to exert, you're trying to control the situation. You assume that good luck has nothing to do with success. Instead, it's completely up to you to determine your future. Do you think it's solely in your possession to determine what your future is going to be like?
Some doors gotta open, but you gotta put the work.
You gotta put the work in. But what I'm saying, do we believe that it's completely? No, that's not faith. Then, if you think that it's completely in your control what your future turns out to be, you are taking the power away from God, and we're playing God. Faith is in the unseen, the lack of control. Right? Faith is the lack of control of worldly things and the giving of control to God. That's what faith is, right? I'm giving. You know what, God? I believe in you, man. It'll work out. That's letting go of control. You know what? My situation sucks right now, but you know what? I trust in you. That's giving away control. Me trying to control is thinking I got to make all these moves to make it better. Sometimes when we're trying to make all these moves, we're actually making it worse. Other people sometimes accuse you of being a control freak. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, you definitely are like that. You struggle to delegate tasks to other people because you don't think they'll do the job right. Could be the littlest thing like cleaning the fucking car. Nah, you can't go take my car for a wash. You don't know how to clean it right. I'll do it. How much of that do you have in your life? Not maybe with the car, the idea of it. Where you're not letting somebody do something that could actually maybe help them grow. Instead, you want to go get the job done. We're supposed to be building each other, right? Even when you recognize you aren't able to completely control a situation, you still struggle to let it go. I was like that. If you fail at something, you believe that you are solely responsible for the failure. If you fail at something and you believe that you are solely responsible for the failure, you're trying to control the situation, because that's going to allow us to play the victim and self-pity. See, I know I can't do it. I'm never going to be able to do it. They're never going to be able to believe in me. When we're taking, sometimes failure is not in your control. Look at a fucking sports team. If I take the shot and I miss the shot, everybody fucking failed. We all lost. We all lost. But I could put it on me, right? Because I missed the shot, but it's a team game. There's things that happened throughout that game prior to me missing the shot. If this guy would have hit that layup, if we would have hit that free throw, if that call would have went our way, there's a lot of that in a game. But they'll put the blame on the guy that missed the shot. Oh, they lost the game because he missed the shot. No, they didn't lose. They lost the game because they lost the game. There's a lot of areas you could go back to that could have been different. So if you're allowing your failure for you to take sole responsibility of your failure, no. There's other factors that might have, maybe you fucking didn't get the job because you hit traffic. Not because you fucking gave a bad interview, maybe because you hit traffic and you were late. There's so many things that happened prior to us failing for you to take the sole responsibility of it. You don't feel comfortable asking for help. If you don't feel comfortable asking for help, you're trying to control too much. You think people who don't reach their goals are completely responsible for their situation. So that's judgment right there. Oh, they're not succeeding because they don't want it. You don't know that. I wanted to live this life for a really fucking long time. I don't know about you guys. Way before I got off. I wanted this life. I believe that you all, just like me, we want the life. We just don't feel comfortable asking for help on how to get it. That's it. Think people who don't reach their goals are completely responsible for their situation. Again, that's judgment. You struggle with teamwork because you doubt the abilities of other people. So maybe we're not going to certain places because we doubt the ability of the people there to help us. Maybe you had a bad experience with AA or whatever it is. You're doubting the ability of the people around to help you. Maybe you're not going to church because you're doubting Christians because of how you grew up. I don't know. Maybe we're struggling with teamwork because we doubt the abilities of those around us. We have a hard time establishing meaningful relationships because we don't trust people. We all know that, right? All right, so what time is it? All right, any questions? Anything of the sort? So if there's anything leave with, what you focus on, you attract. So whatever is in our life today, good, bad, or indifferent, it made its way into our life because of something we've focused on. So if you have something negative in your life, it's negative because of how you're focusing on it. If there's something positive in your life, it's positive because of how you're focusing on it. So what I focus on, I attract. If we want better things to come to us, what do you think we're going to have to focus on? It's really that simple. It's not that complicated. When you got feelings you don't like, that means you're focused on something in a way that's not making you feel good. So this person's not helping you, but it's making you pissed the fuck off. You're focusing on maybe they're not getting what you want when you want, or you're focusing on an expectation that's not reality. Right? And then remember, stress is the gap between your expectations and your reality. So if you're dealing with a lot of stress today, it might be because the expectation and what the reality is too far apart. How do we narrow the gap? And if there's any way I know how to narrow the gap, if anyone knows about the Bible, they talk about the narrow path. If anyone's ever heard about that narrow path, that narrow path is that path that walks with Christ. So if you want to narrow that gap, for those that believe in Jesus Christ, I'll help you narrow that really, really quickly, because the gratitude of your reality will supersede the expectations of your future if you're walking with Christ. I'll say that again. The gratitude of your reality will eliminate the gap between the expectations of what you should have today and in the future, for those that believe in Jesus Christ. All right? Thank you, guys. All right?
What church do you go to?